Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I bought this green screen from Amazon, and I didn't get to use it for my Oscar marathon video, so I'm going to be using it for the Project Hail Mary video, which is also this video that you're watching right now. All I gotta say is, holy shit, I'm in space! Hello everybody, hope you guys are all doing well. Sorry for my appearance, it is very hot here in California. We're now under 90 degrees. But I just got out of my screening for Project Hail Mary. I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like you weren't capable enough? Like you weren't ready? Like whatever was in front of you, you just weren't the right person for it? That's what Project Hail Mary is all about, and I did not expect me to hit me the way that it did. This is my first movie of 2026 in the theater, and I saw this in IMAX, and all I have to say is that this is a film that must be seen in IMAX. I went in having seen one trailer, and I walked out thinking this might be one of my favorite films I have ever seen in recent memory. And when going against sci-fi films, I think this might be better than Interstellar. And that is a crazy take because Interstellar is one of the greater movies ever made, but something special was made here. Project Hail Mary is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the same duo behind the Spider-Verse films, scored by Daniel Pemberton, who also did Spider-Verse, and it stars Ryan Gosling as Ryland Grace, a man who wakes up alone in space with no memory of who he is or why he is there. Speaking of which, I have not read the book. I don't know what goes on into it, so going into this, I was very blind. No idea what it was about, no idea what the characters were, what the situation was, any of that. So going in fresh with almost no knowledge, this is the perfect way to experience this film for people who have not read the book. So I'm going to be careful with spoilers for the first half of this video. Midway through, I'll give you guys a warning before we dive any deeper into the film. Ryan Gosling is incredible in this, and I say that as someone who thinks he has one of the best filmographies working today. You have movies like The Nice Guys, Dry, Barbie, but this might be one of my favorite performances of his outside of The Notebook. What he does here is carry the entire emotional weight of this film, often alone on screen, and makes you feel every single beat. You believe him, you root for him, and I couldn't help but relate to his character and what he goes through in this film. And when this movie asks for you to go on an emotional journey with him, you go. Grace meets someone in this film, and that friendship that develops between them is unlike anything I have ever seen put on screen. I did not expect to feel as emotionally charged as I did, but this movie earns it. Every single moment of that relationship feels real, it feels earned, and never once feels manipulative. It pulls at your heartstrings because it's supposed to, not for shock value, but because the writing and the direction set it up perfectly. Drew Goddard wrote this script, and he understood exactly what the emotional core of this story needed to be. Now let's talk about one of the main things of this movie that I think most people will walk away with, and that is the cinematography. The cinematography here is done by Greg Fraser, and if that name sounds familiar, it should. Dune, Dune Part 2, The Batman, Rogue One. This man is one of the most sought after cinematographers in the industry right now. In this film, Fraser and the directors developed a custom lens setup that creates vertical, anamorphic lens flares instead of the usual horizontal ones. And they use this specifically for the memory flashback scenes. So as Grace's memories come flooding back, you see these vertical streaks of light expanding across the screen, pulling you between past and present. It is such a clever, intentional filmmaking choice, and it works beautifully. So many shots that I liked. It was a lot. I'm gonna try to recreate it the best I can. There was a lot of really good shots in this film. There was this one where it would kind of like click into place, like a grandfather clock. There's this other one too, where it would be, shot would be vertical, and then it would go into horizontal. And dude, it was the most crisp like filming I have seen in a minute. It's so simple, but sometimes less is more, and Greg Fraser, that man can film a movie. It's a shame that he's not going to be a part of Dune 3 and the Batman Part 2, and he's doing the Beatles movies. Must be paying him something good though, and you know what? Good for him. The score by Daniel Pemberton here has such a floating quality to it. You can listen to it in any way, shape, or form, and you just feel it's like your waitlist. And I've already seen people on social media hype this score up, and it truly deserves it because you can play this anywhere and feel the rhythm of it, feel the passion behind it. There's also a blend of practical puppetry used in key moments, and you can feel the difference. There's a thing that happens when actors perform against pure CG characters. Their eyes don't quite land. It looks like they're not really staring at the places that they're supposed to do it. And Ryan Gosling here, along with the puppetry that was used for a certain character, sold me on their chemistry, sold me on the idea I was meant to believe in. Okay, so if you haven't watched the film, this is your moment to stop. Please feel free to join back after you have watched it. Enjoy the film. It is masterfully done. It's really great, and it's one of the best pieces to come out of 2026 so far. So I hope those of you who haven't watched the film enjoy Project Hail Mary. For those of you that have watched it, let's dive into spoilers. So here's what the movie is really about. Ryland Grace wakes up with no memory. He doesn't know his name, doesn't know why he's there, doesn't know how to get home. His crewmates are dead, and he's completely alone in deep space. And yet, his soul perseveres. And that's what I think is the secret messaging behind this film. Or not even secret, it's blatantly obvious. But the indomitable human spirit is so powerful. His instincts, his curiosity, his humanity, all of that survives the memory wipe. He never gives up, not once. No matter how dire or impossible the situation is, he finds a way through. And to me, that is the indomitable human spirit. And to me, this is a love letter to those people who feel like they can't surpass their fears, who feel like they're not good enough, but you are good enough. All you gotta do is have someone to give you that push, and then you start believing in yourself. And then there's Rocky. Oh my god, when I tell you that I love this little guy, Elmo can suck it, bro, because Rocky was the GOAT the entire movie. Rocky is an alien in the film, a Eridan, I don't know how you pronounce that. And his name is basically the sound he makes. He is made of a rock, he communicates through music tones, and he becomes Grace's best friend. And I think without a doubt that is the strongest thing about this film is Rocky and Grace's relationship throughout the movie. What Lord and Miller do with this relationship is remarkable. They take two beings from two completely different worlds with no shared language, no shared biology, no shared anything, and they build one of the most genuine human friendships I have ever seen on screen. Because at the core of it, both Grace and Rocky are facing the same thing. The fear of failing, the fear of not being enough, but they push each other past that. You always need somebody, whether that's a partner, a buddy, a partner in crime. You need someone to tell you when you're messing up, where you can improve on, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, because without that, we're just gonna repeat the same mistakes over and over. And Grace and Rocky both have that communication, and it serves them well the entire film. Now, I mentioned I haven't read the book, so with the ending here, I thought it was the right call. It's an open ending. I think some of the things that they say is that the ship is ready for Grace to leave at whatever time he wants. Apparently in the book, he doesn't leave and he stays on the planet that Rocky is on, along with his species, which I think that's a really good call. Turns out that Earth is saved in the book. They don't have a mention of that in the film. Grace chooses to stay. He gives up his home to save Rocky's planet, and in doing so, finds a new home. And there's something quietly beautiful about that. He came into this mission not believing in himself, and he leaves it having saved two civilizations and found the one friendship that changed everything. Alright, so now with spoilers out of the way, I think I generally have more positives than negatives about this movie. I'm really glad to see that people on social media are loving this film. I feel like I shouldn't expect less from the people that gave us the Spider-Verse film, and truth be told, I just wanted more of it. I wanted to see more of Grace and this other character in the film, and I think that they just did a really good job here. I do think it might be better than Interstellar. I haven't watched The Martian yet, which I know it's another It's by the same author that made Project Hail Mary, so I do got to give that a watch because I am interested in more of his work after this. But yeah, man, this movie is perfect. I loved it. I enjoyed my time with it. There's a certain point in this film, and for those of you that have watched it, there's a certain point that you hit where after that it's just buckets of tears. It just wouldn't stop until like you're halfway on your drive home and you're like, wow, that was good. Project Hail Mary is going to make you laugh, it's going to make you cry, it's going to make you think, and it's going to remind you that the things that matter most, the things that actually get us through, are the people we do it with. You cannot do everything alone. You need someone to push you to the places you never thought you'd reach. That's not a weakness. That's just what being a human is. I just had a fun time with this. I really just had a fun time with this. I have no negatives. I think this is gonna make a very good feel-good film, and is gonna inspire a lot of people to do things that they never thought that they ever could do. The cinematography in this is beautiful. Please watch this on the biggest screen that you can. It deserves that. Your eyes deserve that. Your ears deserve that. Your soul deserves that. But yeah, that's Project Hail Mary for me. 5 out of 5 stars. I don't care how delusional that makes me seem. This was great. Please watch it. Please enjoy it. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to think. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys on the next video. I think it's going to be the drama, because that looks pretty good. I know nothing about that as well, except Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are together? Question mark? That's all I got for you guys today. See you.